if there's one thing that I've seen recently that's sort of rather started to annoy me, it's been particularly the arguments from the, best way to describe them is the upmarket snake oil salesman. For example, last March I did a video about how basically, the Gerson therapy claims that they have a 100% cancer cure rate. Now, first of all, that's complete bullshit. But what I'm trying to find is, and particularly often the people that are arguing in favour for it, are going, oh, but look at all these results we've got. And then you go, well, the main scientific standard, everyone else says your findings are bullshit. They haven't been done properly to the scientific standard. They haven't been done properly in, a lab test conditions. And then the immediate turnaround argument is, oh, because they're trying to suppress the information. And very often, the argument you have to obviously come back with is, look, if their information is correct, right? If say the Gerson therapy claim of 100% cancer cure rate is correct, then they should be able to go up to any cancer patient, even if that cancer patient is on death's door, and administer their therapy. Job's done. Surely, that proves their point if they've got a 100% success rate. But very often that isn't the case. And the other argument is, oh, it's just, the pharmaceutical companies, they've got so much invested in this and that. Well, people don't seem to understand how business works, how these big businesses operate. For example, the beer industry. This is a very good example. Hang on. Give it a polish so it's not as dusty. But as you can see, this is made out of glass. Brown glass, but glass nevertheless. And beer companies have tried to do their beer in plastic versions of this, but people didn't buy them. Why? Because people prefer them in glass bottles. That was just down to a pure marketing thing. In fact, I'm just trying to remember what it's called now. Anyway, there's a specific marketing term I think they use where basically it's sort of the same product, but it's in a different type of packaging. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called now. But yeah, basically if you had this versus, a plastic bottle version of this, it wouldn't sell. Because people's perception of when they want that type of beer, they want it in a glass bottle. It's just been the same for quite a while, but even going, that's sort of taking it away from the pharmaceutical, but we'll take it back to the pharmaceutical now. But they claim, they've got all this money invested in drugs, and there's a documentary called Dying to Have Known where they say, the Gerson therapy is miles cheaper, and they explain how cheap it is and things like that in the documentary. But think about it. The pharmaceutical company found out that, again, say their claim of, 100% cancer cure rate was correct, they'd immediately switch to that. And they'd start producing that because obviously the prices would come down. They wouldn't continue making drugs at a higher rate when, the Gerson therapy method is miles cheaper, apparently, than, the drug making. Because companies are always trying to find a way to, do things cheaper. If a new material comes out and they can make, the same thing, but with a cheaper material, they'll do it. And again, that's one of the things that applies to it. And I'm just stunned by the fact that people just can't get around that. I'll leave you with this. People who claim to have the scientific background always claim that the scientific method, and when it's done in a lab, oh, it doesn't work. We've tried it, it doesn't work, but look at these results, doesn't it work for us? But they will claim exactly the same when things are proven in a scientific setting. They will twist, turn, and put it to any use they can. So watch out for that, people. Really do watch out for that, because there are a lot of people that get taken for saps. And you know, cancer is the big one that people are always worried about, and you know, there are people who take advantage of that out there, so be careful.